Welcome back, guys. If you are new here, I am Steve and I am an addict and I have an addiction to piece of shit 90s cars. This car in particular happens to be a 98 DSM or Eagle Talon, similar to the Mitsubishi Eclipse for the Americans and the all-wheel drive form. I took this project on from my buddy Chris, and what we're doing is putting the engine back in it and the transmission that came out as long as Chris has had the car that has never had an engine. So I was like, hey, let me be that guy that saves this car and ruins his own life. Trying to do it and be a hero, like it's crazy. Anyway, we're gonna get into it. It's been about a week since I looked at the car. I don't remember where we left off. I'm seeing parts on the floor here. So we have on this video, we're gonna get the battery tray back in. We're gonna get the subframe, the structure underneath back in, the motor mounts in. So we only have two mounts holding the car engine up right now. We have this mount and the transmission mount. There are two other mounts. There's one on the back of the transmission, one on the front of the transmission that we have to get in. We ran into an issue on the last video with the AC bracket. We had a 1G AC bracket. For those that don't know, the 1G is the body style before this. This is a 2G, so we do have the right AC bracket now for the compressor. We do have the battery box or battery bracket now that we did not have before. And we have the transfer case. We didn't have the transfer case before. Shout out to Alex from Mopac Parts in Calgary. Chris hooked it up. Alex went all the way out to Saskatchewan or Winnipeg, or I don't know where he got this thing from, but regardless, Alex, thanks for the hookup, bro, on the transfer case for this thing. So yeah, let's get moving. I'd like to make some noise with this thing in this video. We've got a few things. Let's get into it. I'll show you guys what we got here. So this turbo is no good, but we have a new turbo. So we're gonna put the new turbo in here. We don't have some of the intercooler pipes yet. Chris couldn't find them. We ended up getting them off of eBay. So we don't have intercooler pipes, but I think we can still run it without, because we could put the mass airflow sensor on there and at least check for leaks, vacuum leaks, coolant leaks, oil leaks. This is a DSM car. It is going to leak, I promise you. We had some issues in the last video trying to line up over here. We had some issues in the last video over here with this fuel solenoid. We weren't sure how it connected, where it connected, what it did. But we have the proper bracket now that is missing off the firewall over there. Chris was able to find that for us. What a good guy. We can get the AC bracket and we can get both CV axles back in this video. Like I say, we don't have the main charge pipes yet, but they're on their way. We do have the blow-off valve. We're using a 1G blow-off valve because they are better than the 2G blow-off valves. I did just a few minutes ago, I put this fuel line in. This wasn't in on the last video, but I threw it in there for the sake of throwing it in there. We do have some mystery connectors we're gonna check out here. So we do have a boost solenoid here, but I think we're gonna eliminate it. We're gonna just run the vacuum line directly from the boost solenoid, or sorry, from the vacuum to the turbo. Let's get the CV axles back in. I do have new wheel bearings because these ones are no good. Oh, oil dipstick tube. Chris, dang it. I forgot to get an oil dipstick tube from you, bro. Other than that, things seem to be moving in the right direction, I think. Oh, one thing we're gonna do is Chris did hook us up. He's got so the oil in these, it goes from the oil pump through the filter all the way up here. It comes through the block and then back through this pipe and all the way down through the oil feed to the turbo. Chris gave us the kit that eliminates all of that and comes right from the oil filter housing outlet into the turbo and skips all the BS in between. So we're gonna get that done. We were missing some of these molded hoses. We got those from Chris yesterday. So yeah, let's get into this. So this cute little thing I have in front of me is the transfer case. Would you believe that? And what's even more crazy is guys go and they manage to make 1,000 or 1,500 wheel horsepower and use a tiny transfer case. Now, obviously they're not using this transfer case, but in the place this goes, yeah, they managed to somehow do that. Now, I just did notice when I spun that around, something I didn't notice before, was we're gonna have to, oh no, never mind. I thought these bolts were missing, they're just little Allen heads. So yeah, we'll get this all on here. Makes me a little nervous, it says 90 on it. I hope the splines are the same, the gear ratio is the same, but we're gonna find out. And about a liter of brake clean later, it's looking like new. So I'm gonna get this installed. I did notice that we were missing the breather, so we're gonna have to get a breather for it. I do have concerns though, because these did come in, I think it was 22 and 23 spline, and I'm hoping that Chris counted and did the math. I have not counted, for the amount of time it takes to count, I'm just gonna go into the car and throw it in there and see if it fits, I guess, and hopefully it does, and we can move on to the next step. Okay, so I got the transfer case in there. Does it work? I don't know, but it fits. So it's in there, although I still have to put the drive shaft on the transfer case. Maybe that won't fit. I don't know. Right now it's in there, it fits for now. Next up, I wanna get the AC brackets done and the AC pump in there. And I wanna show you the differences between the 1G and the 2G 4G63 AC brackets. I'm just looking for the 1G one here I had. So this is your 1G. This is like your early Talon and Eclipse bracket. And this is the 2G. You can see that the distance between this bolt and this bolt and this bolt and this bolt is quite a bit more, probably a full inch just looking at it. You can see this hole here is missing on this one. And that's for your intermediate shaft that comes on the left side of the vehicle and bolts to there and then bolts over here on the block. So there are some differences for those wondering. So again, you're not gonna see anything, so I'm just gonna put these in the car and I'll come back when we're done. All right, guys, that's an hour and a half I'm not gonna ever get back. So we got the AC bracket in, we got the AC compressor in, we have the intermediate shaft in, we got the drive shaft in, we got the transfer case in. Let's go underneath there. I'll show you what we did, and then we're gonna come back up top and button things up here. All right, guys, we got the AC compressor and the AC bracket in down here. We have the intermediate shaft in right here. We have the differential in, or sorry, we have the transfer case in right here. Drive shaft is in over there. Sorry, my light is blinding you. Drive shaft's in over there. We have the lower member in here with the motor mount that still needs to be bolted in right there. So things are looking good down here. All right, and back on top, now we gotta get the battery in here. We gotta get the battery mount in here because it was missing. A couple vacuum lines to throw together. We're still waiting on eBay for the charge pipes here. Obviously that was just this morning. Got the new turbo we're gonna put in here and get that together. A couple electrical connectors we don't know yet. Things are coming together with the vacuum lines. We're cruising along. Where do you think this goes? Somewhere down here maybe? I don't know. Oh, wait, actually, right there, cousin, right there. All right, where's a little hair on the hole so we can line it up? Where is it? Where's the hole? Oh, way down there. Wow, that sounds so bad. Where's the hole? Oh, it's down there. I wanna see you drop to the beat in the club. Don't wanna see you stop, move your feet, turn it up. I wanna see you drop, down it goes, take a shot. Don't wanna see you stop, move your feet, turn it up. I wanna see you drop to the beat in the club. Don't wanna see you stop, move your feet, turn it up. I wanna see you drop, down it goes, take a shot. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Oh man, well, it's been another few hours. Hasn't been a full day yet, but we're kind of at a point where we're at a standstill. There's not a lot to do at this point. I'll walk you guys through it here, and you can see we're waiting on parts. I want to start it, but I can't even do that because I don't have, well, I'll show you the problem here in a second, but yeah, let's check her out. Let me turn on the light first. Okay, we're cruising along, rad's in. I do like spring clamps because they're, always adjusting. They do put down more force than one of these. What I don't know, or I don't like, is how old they are. So I'm leaving these clamps. I did just use a bolt to block off this oil. I will end up getting, Chris does have a banjo block, so I'll end up getting that. We're waiting on eBay yet, our charge pipes, so I can't run it. The reason I can't run it is because these are studs, right? And there's this huge gap here, a huge vacuum leak, so it would never run. This actually has to run down to the blow-off valve. We can't put the blow-off valve on because we don't have a blow-off valve. Need a dipstick tube yet from Chris. Yeah, I want to know how much oil's in this before I start it. I just noticed that. Look at that bolt right there. It's not actually in the groove, so we're gonna fix that. So the last 11 hours working on this thing, didn't even notice that. So this is the oil line. So the oil line in the kit comes, and it actually stands vertical up and down. I didn't like that, so I did add this JIC 90 in there, and then I just put this clamp here. Ideally, I'd like to put it up here, but the bolt's broken, and I don't feel like opening that can of worms, so I just put it down there. Keeps it off the heat, keeps it secure. Rad's in, T-case is in. I still have to put the bolt and the rear mount over there. Moving over here, everything's together. We got the compressor in now, we got the bracket in. I got the CV axles in, I put the new wheel bearings in. We actually have cotter pins now, everything's torqued up and tight, so that's good. We still need an AC belt tensioner and a belt, but not a big deal because it's winter outside, so we don't need AC. Any DSM guys watching this that might know, I don't know where these wires go. I can't figure it out. I don't have any extra plugs on this side of the harness, so I'm not entirely sure. I do have some empty plugs on that side of the harness, but they don't reach over here, so I'm not sure where these go. They do go into the timing cover though, so they seem important, but I don't know where they go. So we're gonna figure that out. I'm low-key hoping when I go to start it, it doesn't start and I get a check engine light and I can figure it out. So yeah, just waiting on some charge pipes here. I do have a battery now, but I'm not putting it in because it's tough to put the bolt in the rear mount. This all said, I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next one when we fire this thing up finally. We're not gonna do any mods to it. I just wanna keep it clean, simple. It's a beautiful car the way it is. These cars were ahead of their time. I don't care who you are or if Bob's your uncle. Thanks for watching. Peace.